Okay, here we go. Now, I'm not sure what we're going to call this podcast, or maybe it'll just go with all the other ones. Really, as soon as I hit record, you become a mute. Just.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize we were already going. All right then.
All right. PoohButt again, obviously.
That's Cream Puff.
All right, and we're going to be talking about some different things that came out in the news today, and possibly some funny things. Hopefully.
We're gonna shoot for it.
Also, anybody listening, we're still in need of a theme song and new name for the podcast show, so if you got any ideas, just go ahead and get a hold of us. But I think we will start off today with funny Amazon reviews.
This is going to be great.
First one we got, we are looking at the Nintendo Amiibos, so we got some reviews on that. I don't know, we might read more than one, but we'll see. Alright, first review. I purchased this as a form of home security after a series of break-ins in my neighborhood. I was forced to look into various forms of protection for my home, and I believe this one is the best. I placed Captain Falcon behind my front door, ever watchful and ever vigilant. Last Friday, I came home to 5 dead thieves in my front yard. The coroner stated that it was as if they had all been beaten to death with a large, fiery, blunt object. Note, I leveled him on Smash Brothers at first. At level 1, Captain Falcon may not actually detect danger. So, that's just awesome. That's just great. But, what if it wasn't Captain Falcon? What if he had a Kirby amiibo? Would you just come home to like 5 thieves that had been sucked and blown vigorously in your front yard?
Well, now the problem you have to look at is going to be a random string of break-ins and suck-offs all over the neighborhood. So,
like, I don't know, man. It seems like our break-ins are just going rampant right now. But I think the thieves are enjoying it now.
Well,
the punishment is a suck-off.
Get a nice blowjob from Kirby. I can't see the downside.
Let's see, what other ones do they have on here? They have, oh yeah, because, I mean, the Amiibo Wii Fit trainer that could yoga them to death.
I suppose.
I'm gonna downward dog you into the fucking ground.
You wait for that upward sunrise, I'll fucking smash it.
Alright, alright, I think that's enough of that. Let's move on to, what do we got here? Ah, yes. The comic book. The fantastic comic book.
Is this the Amazing Gay Mormon?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Let me bring it up here so we have a little bit of context of what we're talking about.
Now that I've been air humped by the dog, we can continue.
Yeah. Well, they're excited. It's a nice day.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so, who else is ready for the first gay Mormon superhero? Because I know I sure am.
I am. I know that.
So, independent comic book creator Brian Anderson does most of his comics under Super Duper, is on a mission to make the world's first gay Mormon superhero, and his name is Stripling Warrior.
That is fantastic.
Isn't that great?
I love it.
It's awesome, and basically it's the tale of a former Mormon named Sam Shepard, happily out and newly married gay man, whose life is changed after he's visited by an angel from heaven on his wedding night and asked to be the hand of God on earth.
So I have to wonder, is one of his superpowers righteous thrust or something? I mean,
righteous thrust. There's not really much information on like how his sexuality impacts his divine role or anything, or how the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints reacts when they hear that a gay man's been sent on a mission from the heavens. But I'm kind of excited to see how this goes. I got a couple panels here from the first issue, and this is how it plays out. The first time an angel from heaven visited me, I had just finished humping my new husband to sleep.
That is wonderful.
So we can assume that it's not going to be packed full of like religious propaganda or anything like that, since the superhero just finished humping his husband to sleep. In that instant, all aglow in post-coital fun, I was sure I was about to be punished for turning my back on my latter-day faith, for embracing my inherent homosexuality, and I thought, well, this is what I deserve. But apparently that's not what he deserves, because he ends up getting called to be the hand of God by an angel with a giant eagle.
That sounds like God gives good rewards.
Awesome. This angel has a giant eagle behind it. That's
love
fantastic.
it. Sounds like he gives rewards for a good reach around.
And I don't want to sound like an ass or anything, but his suit kind of makes him look like one of the
Fantastic Four.
Well, I was thinking, you remember the old SNL digital shorts? He kind of looks like a member of the ambiguously gay duo.
Oh yeah.
And like, could he have drawn his bulge any bigger?
Oh, it perfectly outlines the sides right there. Just,
Yeah,
it throws you right at his dick.
It does. It really does. It's like,
look at it.
Especially in that picture, it's like he's doing like a frog splash type deal, and it's like crotch right at you.
I mean, this seems like one of those things from South where it says, "Do you see?
Do you see?" But I also have some more covers here that they thought about for it, and again,
I mean, you got the eagle thrust to the side, and then his major tool just bulging right out there.
So it's not just me. It's like it is focusing. That's the focal point of the cover. Is this Game
central point. You've got an arrow straight down to this gigantically grown package, and it's incredible there.
I do like his sword though. That looks pretty cool.
That does look pretty cool. I'm surprised it's not more phallic looking, but you know.
Well, I mean, do you need a phallic looking sword when you have a massive bulge staring at you?
My
God. That does sound like sounds like a cover that I would want from my comic book. That was like, what do you want to look like on the cover? I want to be flying through the air, a dagger in one hand, an awesome sword in the other, bulge in the camera, eagle behind me.
And I want it to look like there's a midget stuffed in my pants riding an eagle.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
I love it.
I do want to get serious about this for a second, because I am excited about it, and I think it's about time, because the only time that we've got any hint to a superhero was they were in talks of making a new Green Lantern gay, which, you know, there's been a few Green Lanterns before, so it would just be the next guy to play the Green Lantern was going to be a homosexual.
Happens to be a homosexual guy.
Which, you know, that's fine and everything, and you're trying to push for it, but rather than cop out and just have somebody, a gay person, come in and take over for a superhero, this guy's created an entire new superhero for
gay people.
This homosexual. Yeah, and that's awesome.
And it is because
that's a bigger step forward. But of course, it would happen in an independent comic. It wouldn't happen.
Yeah, you couldn't do that mainstream. I mean, it's nice to see something like some diversity. Someone actually try to step out away from mainstream. It's got to be this big macho person or just strictly a woman or something like that. You can actually do a gay guy, and as you, it's going to be somewhat serious, and I can see that. But at the same time, for most readers who really appreciate comics and are a little bit more open with themselves, it's going to be freaking hilarious. I mean, just looking at the basic of it, they start off, I just finished humping my husband to sleep. That is hysterical for anybody who can actually look at it and take a joke.
Yeah, and not only that, but I mean, it's real.
Yeah.
It's not just like, we just finished making love, and now I must fight crime on the morrow. Yeah. No. I would love to be in Marvel offices and see Stan Lee
King Arthur does Dallas.
I'd like to see Stan Lee trying to pitch an idea for a gay superhero.
Oh dear God,
that would just be great, because he's so old, and I love Stan Lee. He's like that sweet old uncle or old grandpa that's kind of crazy, but you just can't help but talk to. But then again, he comes from a different time period. I just feel like he would take it too far. Like his superpower derives from his anus.
Oh, that know what though?
That would be a great.
We need super gas. That or gerbil. Gerbil shoots a gerbil out of his ass.
Yeah, see,
come on now.
It could be taken too far. I'm just glad that it's being done by a guy that's really trying.
Yeah,
it
doesn't seem like he's going too far.
And I'm glad it's an independent comic company, because that means it's going to be more real. Yeah, they can get away with more stuff because it's independent.
You're not going to have the censorship and everybody big coming down and saying, no, we just can't do this,
because he does it on his own. And remember, that's Stripling Man or Stripling Warrior. It's actually going to be crowdfunded. He's got it on Kickstarter to get it going. So if
fantastic.
That's something that you guys feel like you could get behind, I would definitely check that out. And so now we're going to move on to, there's been some pictures out there, some released photos of the official look at the Thing from the new Fantastic Four.
I've heard they're doing a big revamp on them.
Yes, they are. And not only that, the first one hasn't released, and they've already announced 1 or 2 sequels after that to it. So apparently they're putting a lot of eggs in one basket.
I would say so.
So now we're going to talk about the look. And a lot of people think that, they say it's a little shaky. They're not too sure how they feel about it. But I'm going to be honest. I think it looks better than the last one.
It does. It looks more modern and updated. And they're trying to go for a more modern and updated Fantastic Four. And that I noticed originally they were kind of sticking with the old look, the old cartoony look.
I mean, exactly. And in the last Fantastic Four, you can see that a lot. Where the Thing, he looked like he belonged in the '90s Ninja Turtle movie.
Yeah.
Like, that was it. It looked like a faux suit. With this one, it's got more texture. He actually looks more rock based. You can see where his joints are and everything. So it makes him look more posable. It makes him look more real.
Yeah.
But it also kind of makes him look like a dehydrated turd. But
he's a Mr. Hanky on crack at this point.
He does. He looks like a dehydrated turd.
He does. He's flaky.
But at the same time, that's kind of the texture you want for a rock.
I think it looks a lot better than it used to.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, he does kind of look like a turd, but he also that kind of gives the Rock appeal to him. I do like that they kept the same facial features though.
Yeah, they definitely kept the same face, which is nice.
You look at him, you know who it is. It doesn't look like another random.
Yeah, it's not like you're looking at a new superhero trying to figure out if it's still him. You know for sure. It's nice.
Yeah, which I don't know how I'm gonna feel about a new Human Torch. You know, last guy, he played it so well.
Oh, he hit the nail on the head. He had the cocky attitude. He played it perfectly.
So I'm a little nervous about that, but I mean, I'll give it a chance just because it's a comic book movie, so that's just something that I have to do just to watch it. So, we were talking earlier about there's supposed to be a live-action Captain Planet. And I know that we talked about that a little bit. There was a little bit of talk about that on the last podcast released with Nero and Jeebus, but we didn't really get that much into it. So we're going to try and cast this movie ourselves. Because it's been announced, but there's no, like, nothing is in stone about what's going on with it. So, who's Captain Planet? I'm thinking if they would have did a live action in the mid-'90s, we could have got away with Vanilla Ice just based on hair. Just based on hair.
Well, yeah, based on the hair, yeah, because Vanilla Ice and Captain Planet, for some reason, just seems like they go to the same hairdresser or something.
That's just awesome.
That's great. I love it.
I know. And also, would they... I'm thinking, like, you get a good enough special effects artist to be able to paint him rather than use CGI. I'm a big fan of practical effects, though, rather than CGI.
I'd rather see a person actually getting in there and doing it and doing some stunts and make it look a little more realistic than, look, clearly you can tell they made a computer fly in here and there's the real person.
And also, are we going to get the diverse team?
Oh, dear God, I hope so.
We get the black guy, we get an Asian woman, for some reason, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm hoping they don't try to do this politically correct, too. If they decide to do this huge diverse team and actually keep it like it was supposed to be, I hope we're not going for a politically correct movie. I hope they go all out and just have fun with this.
You want like a dark, gritty reboot Captain America? Like he goes over and like bitch slaps the CEO of BP and stuff.
Yeah, I want something that would appeal to what we see now with all this shit. Like Captain America stands for making everything better on the planet, keeping it healthy. I want to see him come back and kick some ass.
So we want a vengeful Captain.
Yeah,
Planet.
We want someone who says, "Okay, look, I've been gone for a while. Some shit's happened. I'm tired of it." And he comes back and takes his boat and rams it right up his ass.
So you want a continuation off the cartoon series? You want to come back and be like, "I'm back, bitches."
Yeah, like I wanted, like, okay, he's been gone for a while, and there's some people who were really into the show, and even now are older and remember watching the show as kids and think, what happened to Captain America?
I still have 2 Captain Planet action figures.
Yeah,
I still do. From when I was a kid.
But
I don't throw shit away though. That's just how I am.
But it just, I'd love to see him come back. Like, where's Captain Planet been? Where's Captain Planet been? And he's boom, I'm back.
Yeah, and he's like all like war torn and everything. He's all busted because he's just been flying around the world just doing shit, getting it done, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm afraid that whoever gets a hold of it is going to go try and stick to it too much because I really don't want a group of kids wearing those like brown vests and shit.
I want like a more grown up kind of version of them. Like, I want them
brown vests and cargo shorts.
Yeah.
Like no, wouldn't it be cool? Like he comes back to it and like he goes to like round up his team, but all these kids, like, they couldn't fit into society anymore because of all the adventures they
all
were
the
kids.
Congo or something.
So they all have, like, really bad issues. Like, one of them's, like, he finds in an alley, he's a heroin addict now.
Blowing some guy behind a dumpster, like, we need you again. Hold on.
I'll pay you. What's up?
Let
me wipe my mouth off. Fluid cheers! That'd be great. I like it's like Captain Planet. Where are they now? Pretty fucked up now, if you think about
I
it.
started off as like a documentary, like, where's Captain Planet been? Let's look. Here's his team.
That's crazy. That'd be awesome to see, though. Like, I am excited to see how they go with it. Just because, it's part of my childhood, so I really got to see what they do with it.
There's a lot of stuff that I wish they'd bring back. I mean, a lot of good
Did
characters.
you see the gritty, like, short reboot of the Power Rangers with James
I did,
Vanderbeek
and I
in it?
loved it.
And it got taken down off YouTube. Like,
I loved it.
I was able to watch it before it got taken down. Fucking amazing,
I
dude.
was. Why would you not make a whole movie like... When we grew up, they were fighting creatures. Now they're still doing the exact same thing, just with new people. Why not bring it back as, okay, they've been fighting a war because that's what they were doing. Make it...
Yeah.
Grow it up a little bit.
But the thing is like, they won't allow it. The people that own Power Rangers won't allow it because it's a children's show.
Yeah.
And I can understand that. But I'm just saying, like, we could rename it. Like, we could just call it the Rangers.
Yeah.
Or the Rangers Reborn or something.
The Rangers Reborn would be absolutely perfect.
Rangers Reborn.
That's the
James
movie.
Vanderbeek, if you're listening, make it happen. I don't know how much pull you have. Maybe not as much as you used to. Get the Dawson. Let's do it.
It's got to get done because a more adult version of that would be an absolute hit with anybody who watched it growing up in the 90s.
Because everything I seen in it, I was like, amazing. It was
fantastic.
Awesome.
I mean, it's brutal, and that's what it should be. It shouldn't be, oh, well, you get kicked back 30 feet, now we're fine.
Yeah, well, that was the thing,
For kids, it's great.
With the kids show, they always showed, like, they got these kids, these teenagers, they were in school, they go out, they save the world. And then they move on, and the new Rangers come in. Except for, like, God, what's the new one? What's the one that he always comes back to help them? But they always have, like, one that'll come back and, like, help a little bit. But they never show what happens after that. What do you do after high school if you spent your entire high school career fighting
demons and creatures?
Yeah,
and
fighting
stuff.
demons, aliens, and shit like that. You're not just going to be like, well, I guess I'll go do my taxes and work in an office now.
Well, yeah.
It's just not going to work.
How do you put that on a resume?
Like, the only thing you could do is you could open up a self-defense gym. There's got to be so many martial arts places in that town now.
Oh, everybody there is just kung fu fighting down the streets at random.
It's like in every one of their gym, like I don't know what they're called, the outfits that they wear. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Usually they're white, but in every gym it's a different color.
The pink gym, the red gym, the white gym,
the black gym.
So I have a feeling though, with Al Sharpton in the works, that he'd find a reason to bitch about there being a black gym.
And then it would follow and be like, well, why do we need a yellow gym?
There's a white gym that's racist.
Yeah. And why does everybody like the white gym? Why is every kid going to the white gym? That doesn't make any sense. The White Ranger is awesome. What was your favorite Power Ranger growing up? Green Ranger and then the White Ranger. That's how it went.
Oh, I loved the red. I always loved the red. I don't know why.
You would.
I did. I love the red. Conformist like everybody else, I guess.
Go ahead and conform to society and like the red. That was one of the big things that a lot of people have talked about is your taste in children's shows, how much that showed to your personality. Because most kids, they like the Green Ranger and then it flipped over to the White Ranger. I don't care, you love the White Ranger.
I always did. Every time the White Ranger was around, it was the best.
But then when it comes to things like the Ninja Turtles and everything, everybody has their specific one
and they stick to it. There's no change to it. They stick to it.
Yeah. Because, like, depending on which one you pick, it really shows your personality of the type of person you are. Grand Theft Auto movie.
This sounds promising.
It sounds promising. I'm a little nervous because, like, I'd watch it just because, it's a video game-based movie, which don't have a great...
I could see there being a problem because the whole premise of Grand Theft Auto is you can break out, you can steal cars, you can shoot cops, shoot people.
That's in free play. Like, if they do it, like, by the story mode, there's actual
even if you do it in the story mode, you still have the fun of being... that's the whole fun of it. Get to point as fast as you can and do as much destruction as you can, or you can play it safe. And that's kind of like...
So this way, they're doing a movie, it's going to be stuck to it, and, like, you're not going to see the person who's diving off a building just to see if they can live.
Yeah. That's
unless they did it like that. What if they did it like that?
Well, it's just random. Just do their most random things.
Like if the movie was this person was in a video game, and he was in Grand Theft Auto.
The actual real life of the Grand Theft Auto person.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That would.
That'd be great.
Tron.
It's not Tron.
It's
not Tron. It's close.
It's already been done.
It's
Similar,
close to Tron.
similar.
It's already been done.
It's been done a million times. There's
Thank
people.
Tron people.
And by the way, that's my father poking in on the podcast.
I'm just saying, man.
I've never seen anyone on Tron faceplant off a 30-story building.
I've never
Just for
seen
fun.
anybody.
I watched them race some reality motorcycle into each other, man. Go into a line.
I would like to see that. I would like to see Tron steal a helicopter, fly it up as high as he can, and then parachute out for no reason.
Just
to do it.
On the way down, you hit 3 or 4 things with a rocket launcher and just go about your day.
Yeah, you go hide under a bridge until the cops stop looking for you.
You've got stars flashing above your head.
So they actually have somebody in negotiations to play the main character in Grand Theft Auto.
No, are they going for more of a character that's already been done, or are we shooting for a whole new kind of character? Is something
well,
I'd really
let's see
be curious to know.
Well, right now they are in negotiations with the co-founder of Rockstar, and the star they are talking about right now is Daniel Radcliffe.
Really?
Yeah. You're a gangster, Harry. Alright, so, what it's going to be about, let's see. It'll have a role for the Florida activist attorney Jack Thompson, the outspoken critic of the video game violence, who was disbarred in 2008, so he's going to be in it.
Oh, fantastic.
So that's going to be funny. Are they going to take out the guy that tried to get rid of it?
That would be great. A little bit of justice there.
Yeah. He was like, hey, you guys remember this guy? Yeah, fuck that guy.
Boom!
The dramatization of Rockstar Games and Grand Theft Auto's success, as well as Fallout, is because of its violent gameplay. The 90-minute drama will be directed by Owen Harris, who's directed episodes of Misfits and Black Mirror on BBC. Have you ever seen The Misfits?
No, I've heard a good bit about it, but I haven't watched it.
If he's the one that's doing it, I would feel pretty good about that, because Misfits is a really good show. They had to go through a few actors by the time they've gotten to the more recent seasons, but first few seasons, before anybody left Misfits, it was really great. I'm not really seeing anything else on the premise of it. He's playing Sam Hauser.
Huh.
So it looks like they're going to follow along with characters that have already been introduced. So that'd be interesting. I'd like to see a Grand Theft Auto 5
kind of remake. Yeah,
just because I want to see who they get to play Trevor.
Trevor? Oh my God! You randomly pan to him. I love that. I love that you can randomly pan to him. He's on a billboard in a dress, just drunk off his ass in the middle of the desert. I love it.
We were having problems getting online last night, and it threw us into just regular GTA. And Jeebus was the one I was playing with, and he got thrown on to playing as Trevor. And as soon as it got thrown on Trevor, he's sitting there looking at his phone, whacking off.
That's great.
So he tries to get back online, and it says that it's not available right now, so it throws him out, and then he goes back to Trevor, and he's being chased by the cops. So there's something that happened there that we're not too sure of what's going on. Where was he, what was he beating off to? Where was he beating off? Because it was literally only 20 or 30 seconds in between. So he's whacking off, go away, come back, chased by the cops.
I have a feeling he may have been whacking off. He may have just gotten out of the car and whacked off onto the police.
Onto a cop, just hey, there's a cop, I'm going to beat off.
Officer! There it is.
There you go,
and there begins
sir.
the chase.
That feels good. Alright, now, I think we still got a little bit of time left. Yeah, we still got some time. Let's talk about Fox's abomination of Rocky Horror Picture Show that it's sure to be. And again, I know some of you may have read the article on our website. I will watch it, but I will be very prejudiced against it. Just because this is something nobody wanted this. They've mentioned it before, and a slew of Rocky Horror fans would come out of the woodwork and be like, "Don't you fucking dare!"
How do you possibly think you can remake it? I'm going to be extremely skeptical, as much as I will watch it to see how they do, but I'm extremely skeptical.
It's a made-for movie.
And that's how
they're going to make it a made-for-TV movie, which they're going to keep the original text script that was written by Richard O'Brien and everything, which is great because don't change that. but they're going to have to make trims to it just so it can be on TV because of the sexual content. That's one of the biggest parts of Rocky Horror is the sexual content.
The whole thing's about being a drag queen.
And not only that, but I feel like Fox is just kind of bitching out on us because when they originally were doing Rocky Horror, and anybody watching Rocky Horror, and anybody that loves Rocky Horror would tell you this, it's like the quality's terrible because they didn't have money. Fox refused to fund them the money they needed to make it like a high production movie. So now, after decades of popularity, it's still running in theaters. It holds the record for the longest running theater time of any other film, and it will always run in theaters. Now that like they're finally like, all right, you know what, this is popular. Maybe we should remake it. Fuck you.
Yeah, you know why the fuck? Even just after the first couple of years, when you still had the opportunity to be like, look, we can pull this back in, we can put some more money into it, and make it what it should have been to begin with. You wait too long, and I mean,
once they released the first one, that was it because something was born.
Yeah,
the quality of it, even though it's low quality, adds to the charm. And like I said in my article, I am excited that they possibly will bring more people into liking it.
Yeah.
But I think bringing it into the mainstream is also going to take away a little bit of what makes it special to all of us.
It will be. You're gonna try to appeal to a newer generation of people watching it when everybody who already loves it they love the classic because it is the classic.
Yeah.
It is what it is born what it is. I mean, and
I'd love to hear what Richard O'Brien's thoughts on it are.
God, yeah.
Because when he made the movie, there was so much stuff that they wouldn't let him do because he didn't get paid that much for it. He got paid as a writer for the movie. He gets most of his money for Rocky Horror comes from the stage productions because that's what it originally was. And I just don't see any possible way that you can replace Tim Curry as Frankenfurter.
There's absolutely no way. He was Frankenfurter. He will always be Frankenfurter.
I would love to. There's only one person I would love to see try it, and that'd be David Tennant.
That'd be an interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
I've seen other clips where he's had to dress as a woman for different parts and stuff.
Yeah.
And he rocked in Doctor Who and in Harry Potter.
Oh God, yes.
So I would love to see him do it. I don't think you can do it without an English, or not necessarily English, but like he can't be American.
No,
Brad and Janet can be American. That's it. That's about the extent of it.
Everybody else has to be English.
And Riff Raff. Richard O'Brien played the perfect Riff Raff. So I don't know how you're going to do that. Like, you have to get somebody that can pull off that creepy look and still be able to do it. Maybe Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi might work.
He might be able to do it. I think he can pull that off.
I'm trying to think who else I was thinking of that might pull that off pretty well.
I don't know. It's just he's got a look about him.
Steve Buscemi might be the best choice for that.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'll still watch it. Oh, and here it is. It's going to be directed, executive produced, and choreographed by Kenny Ortega. And I don't know if any of you guys know this, but he's also the guy that worked on High School Musical.
I did read something about that, and that's something I'm interested in. That was a huge.
I know it was a huge hit for kids and stuff, but High School Musical's on there. I don't know if he's worked on something with the caliber of Rocky Horror.
I'm hoping that it's a whole different caliber, and I'm hoping he can really work with that because if he can do basically transform and do what he did with High School Musical, and correctly do it with Rocky Horror Picture Show, I think he'll do a great job.
Yeah. So they're going to try and film the project ahead of time, so it makes it easier for them to find a cast. Since I think they're going to try and perform it live, I'm not sure how they're planning on doing it right now. But they're trying to. Fox is basically. I think they're doing it as a way to help them keep into the music genre because they just ended Glee.
Oh yeah,
which, by the way, the Rocky Horror Glee episode, I hated it.
I didn't watch it. I'm glad I didn't watch it.
It was terrible.
I'm glad I didn't see it because that would have upset me.
I had to watch it, because it was Rocky Horror based, and one of the only shows that's ever done anything Rocky Horror based that I really enjoyed was the Drew Carey Show. They went to watch Rocky Horror, and they met up at the theater, but it wasn't shown. It was shown Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Yeah.
And basically, they kind of went into like a dance and sing off.
Fantastic.
Like,
Dressed
people from
as-
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert was singing and dancing, and then they would stop, and then Drew and all his friends and everybody there for Rocky Horror would start doing the time warp and shit.
Fantastic.
It was awesome. I loved it.
Fantastic. I'd love that.
Alright, well, I think that's about all the time we got for today. Hopefully you guys enjoy the podcast, and we'll see you next time. I'm PoohButt.
I'm Cream Puff.
Take it easy.